His mic is live. He didn't say a damn thing. He was just sitting there cackling. We'll see if they're still broken. We're absolutely broken. Who's going to win? Let's find out.
Let's find out who will win game number 4 between the Kings and the Warriors. John Cena, you can't see me.
Just disappointed.
We're in Smite. It's game 4.
Also, Thoth solo.
Also, Thoth solo. That might be the spiciest thing of all of this right now.
Okay.
Is that we're seeing a Thoth solo from SOT. It is a mage solo, so maybe not as spicy.
You'd have preferred to see the Fen?
I would have liked to have seen the Fen. He called in the interview. He said maybe some Uller, maybe some Fen, maybe some howling in the booth.
Well, surely Thoth can howl a little bit.
Well, he does kind of scream, like he does like that. Oh, and he like pulls his hands in front and just starts doing the yelling. I want to see if like he mimics that. Like, does he put the hand like one hand up and then like fire it out?
No, but I hope maybe he howls as he does it.
He's got it. He's got to do it at least once.
We need
Otherwise,
some sort of howling.
Anyways, SOT on the Thoth. The reason I wanted to pivot back to the Thoth was because it's not the usual start that we see. You look at Variety, he's got the Tiny Trinket. It's tier 1 book for SOT instead.
This is the alpha build. Book of Thoth, Vamp Shroud in solo lane. No Pythags. You're just going for that power, that pen. And to be fair, Thoth is incredibly hard to lane against by most characters because he just outpokes you, outranges you. This is a matchup where this is a winnable matchup for the Thoth. The only reason Thoth has really not played that much is because once level 5 is hit, there is a lot of CC. Thoth gets beats pulled somewhat easily, and he can never really dash aggressively. And then you look at both junglers. Both junglers have really good kill potential into solo lane. You have the cripple field that Lance puts out. I mean, look at this poke we're already seeing.
Yeah, that's the last multi-pot from Variety. Still 3 HP potions to try and use. But man, just this immediate poke war that SOT is winning. And he didn't have the glyph yet. He went dash and won. Now he has the wall out. Just keep this poke up. And that's what you were talking about, the range. He's hitting him from outside of initial range, outside of even auto attack range at that point. There's just no way Variety can close that level of gap against Sod. I mean, he was already losing the poke before the range came out. Now he might be losing it after. BMT though on the E shell. I think that's the next pivot point to go towards after Captain Twig is done. Pulling Panatom a little bit back on the horse, slows him down. Panatom waiting for Hammer. 1 second, it's up. Back into tower. Panatom safe for the time being.
Blink used by Twig also. Beads were still available for Panatom. SoloOrTroll does dash right in front of Twig.
Raiju does some good damage. Beads used to immune the slows from the two of them. Now Sot push back under tower. But let's now actually try to jump back over to Solo for Variety. A solo kill on the Thoth. It was all SOT from level 2, but one little rotation from Twig solves that problem entirely. Twig goes in for the dash onto Netroid. The root does connect onto
Beads.
2. He gets the beads away from the Chernobog. Twig still trying to keep Genetics from getting back in. Gets the block once more. Yarkor, does he have the follow-up? No, there's a dash from Genetics on the heel to get him back to safety.
And that warp flag by Twig actually allowed him to walk in front of Genetics with that movement speed, because he was actually behind Genetics by a little bit, but was able to pass him with that little extra. Not necessarily get the kill, but you get the beads on the Netroid. Your beads are still available. You also still have the extra healing that you get from the med as opposed to the Frenzy by Genetics, which is something, once we get later into the game, maybe not now, something we're going to have to keep our eyes on with these objectives. Horus ult you to an objective, Frenzy, or be on the objective, Frenzy, and then ult out. Allows for little sneakier plays, little more surprising plays. Pluck on the Netroid.
Pulls him back. Remember, there's no beads for him, and there's no beads for Genetics either. Purple buff stolen away, as well as some of the other small portions of the camp. The Camelot Kings getting a bit of aggression under their win this time. Able to get that kill onto SOT. Sends the soul lane nicely as Variety crashes it again. Missed the Raiju, missed the one after. So not going to get his follow-up on Sot that he wanted, but still staying active on the map. And I think out of all of this, the one big thing to pull draft-wise for the Kings is that Captain Twig got his Lancelot again. So many teams have been banning this away from him. Only recently have we seen a couple teams let this one through, see what he can do, say, okay, he's still got it, we ban it from here. But now as we hit game number 4 and some more of these must bans come out, Captain Twig able to get one of his comfort picks.
Yeah, and as you said, this is kind of the character he had his resurgence on. He played In all fairness, he did not have a great first half of this phase, but after that, actually SoloOrTroll gets his dash caught.
Unable to get away, push back, use the ult just to clear out the wave, and Variety bangs the drum one more time, takes him down, 2 kills onto Sot. And the Camelot Kings have found their opening in this game. It's exploiting the made solo. Maybe the only Warriors trying to get something back. Quick standing at that tower line, but we have not seen eye nor ear of Panatom on the left side of the map.
No Panatom on the left side. Only thing we've really seen from Panatom was Twig blinking on him, kind of bullying him out. But now Panatom went back to base. He's level 5. He's got the Jotuns. Now are the time you have to start looking for the plays from this Thor, and he's going out through left tower, so he's not had a chance to walk over a single ward yet. Quig somewhat low on mana. Panatom in the air.
Dunks in on top of Yard. Stun on Quig. The wall is there. The CC chain is just a bit too much for the Croc to handle. And the Oni Warriors now on the board. 1,000 gold and a little extra. It's still in favor of the Camelot Kings, but the Oni Warriors, they finally get their answer back.
You mentioned you've not seen much Panatom, and just like that, 10 seconds later, 15 seconds later, there he is.
Tablet? Sockman tablet.
Oh, it is tablet.
Interesting. So, is this just now a full build into multiple books? You go tablet, Book of Thoth, into like Soul Reaver. What do you imagine Sock goes to the build now starting tablet?
If I can be completely honest, I would just be guessing what SoloOrTroll would be building at this point, because realistically, there is plenty of different ways you could go. You could go that full damage, the book into tablet build that you see. I think it was sometime earlier this year, was the double book build into a lot of defense being built and a lot of just other like reavers, some more books, and no real pen. Your pen just came from the true damage on book or on tablet. I mean, you could also see the breastplate. Breastplate gives you a little bit of mana, makes your book do, your tablet do more damage. Keep seeing book and tablet messing that up. Actually, on his dash right there.
Quig gonna try and follow up. Detroit goes to the sky, but he comes back in maybe a little too soon. Genetics joins in. Quig is low. Dash out by Ned. He doesn't get the last auto he needs. Genetics
He's out?
Keeps him alive. Somehow both Quig and Netroid lived through that at sub 100 health.
That was a wild fight. If I watch that 10 times, I think somebody's dying every single time. I don't know what happened there. Maybe a missed ability, missed auto, something. Maybe somebody plays their life a little bit more than they should, but both barely making it out. And I guess something we really haven't touched on in this game either is this E-Shell in mid. She got her buffs. Panatom looking for something in mid. Wasn't convinced enough. SoloOrTroll getting dove under tower, ult coming out, just enough damage. Low mana for Captain Twig, just enough to be able to get that kill onto the Thoth, who's now 0-3. But this E-Shell got the buffs, mitigation in the ult now. Feels pretty good now when you're playing this character, a lot more survivability, can play more through in the fights. Curious to see how it kind of looks, because this is our first look at this E-Shell, I think, since she got buffed.
I think since the buff, we may, and I'm just gonna put a might, I don't have the 100% confirmation myself, have seen her once. Outside of that, only saw her a couple times on initial release. I believe it was Dardes and Paul who gave her a try.
Snoopy played her a little too.
It's Snoopy, that's right. Snoopy may have actually been the other one to play the E-Shell just recently. It wouldn't have been, at least patch-wise. So only seen a handful of the players go towards it. Hasn't really seen a whole lot of success just yet. So now let's see what BMT and the Camelot Kings can do with a bit of a lead more than anything. There's that great end. Captain Twig there. Take on immune down most of the damage, so turn it right back in. And Twig has got to ult away this time. Panatom can't really keep up the chase though. Only level 7. It's a 2-level deficit in the jungle again.
And last time was on the Thor also, where he just fell really far behind, and then some point in that mid to late game, he just started catching up, getting kills, and Twig was just unable to push his lead enough. Down 2 levels, as you said, and this is a true 2 levels. Like, they both just leveled up at the exact same time. This is not a 1 1/4 level lead. So, gonna have to keep an eye on Twig, see what he does with this lead. So far, he's making his mark around the map. Solo, duo, mid, anywhere and everywhere he will be.
Genetics trying to body block Quig from being able to dash away. Now maybe a collapse towards Yar core, but with Captain Twig nearby, gonna give up on the buff for the time being, especially the full health Netroid and Genetics. Both these guys able to jump in at a moment's notice to try and turn the tides of these team fights. Camelot Kings been been able to hold the momentum so far. Now it's a matter of just keeping that up. But we were wrong about where SOT would go next as build. We'll hold on to the thought for a moment because it is a Gold Fury down to half HP for the Warriors. They don't have the best confirmation to take this one. The Warriors do get gold, but it's going to cost them Genetics life and maybe a little bit more. Big Man Tings wrapping around. Captain Twig on the way. It is a steal of the camp. Cyclops camp now taken away by the Camelot Kings. It is a Fury to the Warriors in order to get them a bit back into this game.
Pegon just jabs takes in front of everyone. Great End comes out, secures the kill. Panatom also going down. The bait by Quick there. Netroid under tower does not look like they're looking for the dive, but that ends up being a 3-for-0 for the Gold Fury. SoloOrTroll misses ult over in solo lane. Very close. As you were saying though, the solo lane build, he's going for a more defensive-oriented build. Just wants that tablet for some true damage on his poke. Curious to see how much damage he's going to end up doing. That Pythax has a lot more survivability on it, but there is more damage on the tablet than there is on the Pythax.
Easy to stack it too. Drop down the glyph, fire any of your 3 other abilities just to get a little bit of poke. Probably don't want to use the ult just for, you know, poke for a tablet stack.
Might as well, it's the solo lane.
You know what? They got decent cooldown over there. They got a buff that gives them cooldown. They've got another buff you can augment to give you cooldown.
Yeah, might as well.
Go for it. We'll see where the rest of the build progresses for SOT. But that said, for Big Man Tings on the E shell, we saw the Great End put to use during that last little fight, kept the team alive. Remember, you can extend the duration of that ultimate. Starts out 3 seconds. Might need a little bit of help on the right side. Twig low, uses the ult to get out this time. Now Variety has Thunder Crash. He's able to get out of there too. Blue buff not stolen away by the Kings. The Warriors gonna keep pushing up. Double tap's good onto Variety. Got a little bit of physical defense. You can see that put on display there for the time being, but unsuccessful blue buff steal by the Kings.
And kind of something they need to keep playing around is that blue buff, because you look at that side of the map. I mean, SoloOrTroll is 03 and he is the same level. What is it with these solo laners being like 03, 04, 05 and being the same level? It's free farm, don't rotate.
Nobody goes over there until there's like a blue buff, and then you just kind of ult. Maybe if the Titans clash on that side of the map, you have people there, but like, who wants to go to solo lane these days? It's all about duo, bro. That's where the real fun's at. You get a shield buff. What do you want? Shield or a little bit of, what, like 5% cooldown? Like, that's real cool, dude. I got a shield.
You seem like
dude,
you really hate solo lane.
Dude, shields are cool. Captain Twig gets one with his ultimate to get out of there. But that does cost him his Grand Just again. This has been defensive plays now by Twig. He's been on the offense all game long. But these last 2 team fights, he's had to use that ultimate just to get away from the Oni Warriors. Beacon started up by the Warriors. Dash from Quick in aggressively, has access to ultimate to get out. He's got BMT standing by. Heals and CC available to make sure to keep this Sobek alive.
Quick taking a little bit of poke. Sustain on the side. Genetics actually gets blocked. 3 is going to be available. Can he get it off? He does. A little bit of sustain coming through for both teams. Med used also by Quig, but this is just tier 1 med. This is a very bad heal. It is mostly mana sustain early.
Genetics goes in with ultimate. Quig gets hit by the stun of Pagon. That's not much HP left for Quig, couple hundred. Meanwhile, Netroid never rotated over. He takes down a tier 1 tower. Captain Twig to the back line. Gets some good damage back, but now Variety has joined the fray. The first beacon does get capped. Now, maybe a standoff of the Hunters on the left-hand side. We do see Yark and Netroid going 1 versus 1, but Captain Twig's on the way. It's never a true 1v1 in the game of Smite. Captain Twig makes sure that Netroid has to back away, but now Panatom crashes the party on his own. Hammer to wall out, but from Yark off the horse to drop him down, and now maybe 100 Genetics as well. That Great End, that's the duration extension we were talking about. One more for the Camelot Kings. Netroid low, but he jukes out the ult from Captain Twig. It's dismounted. It's Pagon with 1. Pagon and Netroid both alive, but only for a second longer. 4 wiped off the map by the Camelot Kings.
And that was all Kings in that fight. Twig gets taken down towards the end, but SoloOrTroll opts to not rotate. He pushes down right lane. Yes, he'll get the tower, but the Kings got 4, and they get the Gold Fury on top. What a great... That was the type of Kings play that you expect to see when you watch Kings. Really good team fighting. I think if you look at the rest of the series, their team fights have been really lackluster, and I think that is like a really big spot that already looks different in this game than it did in the previous ones. And if you really see kind of how the Kings are going to want to continue to play out this game, the Kings want to play for their team fights. They don't really split all that well. And you see the opposite side. The Warriors have global in Netroid, half global on Genetics, half global on Panatom. So that grouping potential that the Kings have, that's what they need to do to win this game and to win these next team fights.
Utilize that potential advantage you have. We didn't see a whole lot of it. I think it was game 1 by Pagon on the Chernobog. Didn't really see too many uses of the ultimate to try and take these 1v1s or create 2v1s. Especially past about the 10-15 minute mark. So, would like to see Netroid keep up the team as Pyromancer for the Kings. No answer back from the Warriors. Good zoning by Variety. On to the Raijin, keeps those back. Captain Twig picks up the Runic Bomb. Netroid did split push tier 1 tower last time, but he's still behind compared to Yarkor, level 15. 3-0-3 on the Hotshot. This has been a strong game for the side laners of the Camelot Kings. A 4-0 Raijin for Variety, and then the 3-0 Hachi for Yark.
And when the Kings look the best, I think a lot of it comes through Yarkor and Variety. When they are playing to their best, and this is their best, what we're seeing right now, this is like peak Variety, peak Yarkor, taking those 1v1s, winning those 1v1s. This is when the Kings are a really dominant team. We've seen them dominate early portions, but usually it's from the side lanes. It's not usually the mid trio. A lot of the times you see this team, it's just big man kind of farming in mid. Twig maybe making plays on the side lanes. Solo does get that dash off. A little trading over in solo lane. He's still trying to get those stacks on that tablet. And as we've mentioned a little bit, full protection in solo lane. Variety actually gets ulted on.
Here's the use of the global in a semi from Panatom. He goes up to the sky, lands right down behind Variety. Gets feared back. Wall for Panatom. Cuts off one pass of the Aegis. Gets Variety going. Songbolt doesn't connect either. Captain Twig is turning the fight back around. Gets stunned off of the horse. Variety has come back in because he's got BMT joining it. Thunder crash in, and it's out. Panatom in danger. The great end brings him down, and it's SOT who has to use the beads. He's standing in the middle of 2, but Captain Twig drops the Runic Bomb defensively, tries to dash out. Pagon, full HP, takes out Variety. The man's not enough. Quick, trying to soak through with the ultimate, pulls back 1, and BMT takes down Pagon. Sato able to dash into the middle of all and grab 1 more. Knock up. Misses by BMT. The root is there. Quig misses the dash, but Sot's being pushed away. BMT needs 1 ability. Needs to juke the last one, and he does, but now they gotta get the damage. Will Quig get it done? Dash in by Sot. 2v1, he gets it. Can he even get out of this is the question. Uses the glyph, just backs in place, and he dashes. Are you insane? How does he get out of this?
What an incredible play by SoloOrTroll right there. That was... That is I don't even know.
That was
crazy.
That was so
wild.
Disrespectful. He stopped and back to taunt him.
That was a wild fight. It was very close from the beginning. Double globals, double globals. 3 people trying to kill Variety. He does get out. And Genetics ulting in the middle by himself. He does have the wave available. Dashes to the wave. Looks like he's going to be full committed on. A lot of cooldowns, though.
Should be dead.
He's out.
Just gave up. I can't believe it. Not twice, man. Not twice, man. Tier 1 tower goes down. Genetics lives through it all. While Netroid, well, he said, okay, well, I had my fun over on the right side. Back to my side of the map. Fire Giant grouping by the Kings, but no commit there. Do see a group now, the only Warriors. Genetics still half HP, resustaining a bit. Probably should go back to base and starting up that back now. Sitting on a bit of gold. Just finish up that next item. Maybe get that Frenzy or Bracer, because he did go for the double Relic on what should be objective style play. Hasn't had a chance to upgrade them just yet, though.
Also just finished the Shoguns also, so that objective damage is going to be crazy. Also the ability to get out or to get into that Fire Giant pit with the Horus ult is also something to keep an eye on. And when you're behind, I mean 4,000 gold, 4,500 gold, the split push potential that Horus provides is something that keeps you back in the game.
Gold Fury started by the Warriors. Captain Twig is near. He's got ultimate to try and steal this one away, but with 5 of the Warriors nearby, it's too much damage. And not willing to commit into the fight. So that one will go to the Oni Warriors. Still a lead for the Kings, about 3,000 gold up. But that 3,000 gold is now starting to plateau by the Oni Warriors. Pyromancer started up. Kings should be able to get that one. I'm not even sure that the Warriors know this one's happening. By the time Thoth gets over and charges ultimate, it's already done. Camelot Kings, they answer back. And they're gonna keep pushing forward.
Wait, bombs on the ground too.
Variety leading the charge. Nobody's gone back to pick up the runic bomb yet. Yark and Captain Twig will turn around with BMT. Wrong side of the wall, takes a lot of damage. Root connects on a Variety. BMT heals himself back up. Fire Giant gets pulled. Netroid is allergic to team fights now. He had his one fun on the right side and said, that's enough for me. And he'll split push another tower.
And I mean, he's getting both towers and they're not losing anything on the other side. I think the Kings are kind of getting caught up right now. They're not making plays, and when you're not making plays, you're playing into Chernobog. They have that split push potential, and it's something that they're putting the pressure back onto you. And at this point, the Warriors might be using some ults, but they're not losing anything out of this. The Kings are still not pulling Fire Giant. They're still not trying to force anything. Maybe an opportunity here, but I mean, as we're talking about that, Variety's resetting.
Netroid will go back, level 18 now on the Chernobog. To try and keep himself active in this game, trying to catch back up and farm more than anything to Yark. Yark has been 3-0-3 for quite some time now. Haven't really seen Yark been able to pick up any extra kills, no extra assists. And Netroid slowly catching himself back up. Dominance 4th item for him. And the Oni Warriors a bit slow on the group up around right. Meanwhile, Quig's gonna walk forward by himself. Pluck hits one. Quig's forced to the ultimate. The bait? He's dangerous waters for the Camelot Kings. That's away. He's already used the beat. The Captain Twig's got the damage onto the tower, but Twig is locked in that same tower. 1-for-1 trade. Big Man Ting trying to get the great Panatom dunks to the back. Twig is nearly down, but the knockup is there. Panatom's getting turned back on. It's Variety to nearly get it done. Will find that last shot. But now Variety's stuck under the tower. Big Man Ting takes down Genetics. They 1-for-3 trade. The Camelot Kings are out on top.
And everyone is using relics. We have 3 relics available still on the Warrior side, 4 relics available other than the Blink for the Kings, and they're pulling this Fire Giant. Everyone is getting very, very low.
Netroid try and steal this fire away. They've got to get in soon. Variety and Quig are both low in this one. The Typhoon is going to make his way in. Pagon is taking down Variety, and Netroid's going to bait out inside the wall. Dashes away. Pagon in the middle of 3. He takes down Quig. That's a 2-kill for the mid laner, and the Fire Giant has to be dropped. The Camelot Kings so close on the objective, but not enough. And BMT lost sight of Netroid. The ultimate now gone from the E-Shell.
Netroid's ult is also coming up again soon. If Big Man doesn't walk away, get this back off. Okay, so it looks like he's getting the back off. Looks like Net's ult was a little too far away from being back up. But that is a good play by Pagon and Netroid in that 2v4, getting a double kill, only trading out Pagon and not allowing them to go Fire Giant. With the map in a stable condition for the most part, it still is the Kings not putting enough pressure on the Warriors. And if they are putting pressure, the Warriors are trading maybe not even, but at least semi-favorable.
And all of that, in all honesty, I don't know how the Kings won that fight when Quig at half health is just W-King at 3 people. Pluck gets beads, he goes in ultimate, and still lives a little while longer after. The Kings were essentially down a player at that point, and they still won that team fight. 1-3 trade, and then lost it after in the 4 versus 2. It's a double kill for Pagon, ends up making it a 3-for-4. Quig grabs Sod, but Sod on the Thoth, able to dash pretty far back away. Quig gonna chase him down. Great S1 from BMT. Sod takes too much damage, and it's BMT with 1. Now Netroid has joined in. Yark is low, has used both of his relics to try and take out the turn to burn onto Pagon. Yark takes down the mid laner, but Panatom is in the middle of 4. He's able to get 1 before BMT gets the double and make it a killing spree and a triple kill for Big Man Kings. Genetics is the only one alive, and he might not gonna go too far. Variety trying to taunt him back in with the drums, but he's missed every single shot except for 1 at the end. Genetics goes in, lands the dash, the chase back in, give it to 4. Quad for Big Man Kings and a deicide for the Kings.
And unfortunately, it takes them a little bit too long, so no real push potential here other than maybe taking this tier 2 in middle. But getting this tier 2 out of the way is a big highlight. Unfortunately for the Kings, all the relics on the Warrior side are coming back up, and a lot of the relics on the King side are going down right now. So this next fight, going to be huge in the favor of the Warriors if they can either slow it down, the Kings, before they get ready for this Fire Giant. Gold Fury pyros up. Either of them is fine. Also, looking at Big Man in a lot of these fights, 8, 1, and 8, a part of 16 of 21. And he is dealing a lot of damage, 1. He's positioning well so he can't get gone on, 2. And 3, he is very, very tanky in that ultimate. He is not taking much damage. This backline by the Kings is playing very, very well.
Now the Camelot Kings still slightly in the lead, but as we start pushing 25 minutes, 4,000 or 5,000 is a whole lot at this stage. Group up for Pyromancer seems to be the call now for the Kings. Oni Warriors trying to group in. Pyromancer's melting, crit damage from Yark. Really starting to show what it can do. Variety steps up for a ward, getting spotted out, takes about 20% of his health in damage. Fire started up. Camelot Kings pushing in with a Typhoon out. Big Man Kings got to back away. Have to re-sustain now. It could be the Oni Warriors who try and pull the objective or just keep a fight going, because Quig and Tings, they're both low.
And no Deathbringers on either ADC yet. So this Fire Giant is going to take a little longer than expected to burn. Also, the poke potential that this Warriors comp has. Usually, if you're talking about poke with a Thoth or a Tiamat, both of them poke really well on their own. But this is one Thoth, one Tiamat for insane poke, and they also have good setup and good poke with the Thor. So that's the one thing that the Kings have to keep in mind. The poke potential by this Warriors comp should not be underestimated.
Tings goes back to base. Full buys a Typhon's Fang, re-sustains himself. Quig also back to base to get his health back. Titans push down right. The Oni Warriors with the man advantage, able to take down that of the King's Titan first. And now it's the Warriors who can try and group up around Fire, but they're not going to try and hold the objective, even with the Camelot Kings nearby. So with the Titans now both off of the map, we return to a state of neutral. For both of these teams, Captain Twig's able to clear out the jungle of some wards, making use of that starter item. He's already taken 2 wards off the map from the Warriors, and it's the Kings now starting to push forward towards tier 2.
And this Seer, I think it's a lot of times underestimated how much it can actually do unless you're the ones like talking about it, but the ability to clear out a camp and then just walk up and clear out the enemy wards is insane. While they're doing this, Fire's already down to half.
Kings starting it up. None of the Warriors are stepping forward, but now it's been dropped. Quig taking a bit of poke while Variety tries to return some back, but from what Pagon's able to do, Quig is in danger and needs to get bailed out, but he can. The Camelot Kings have got to make a decision if they want to fight or run in this one. Let's tune in with the Camelot Kings for a listen in.
Double kill.
It all falls apart for the Camelot Kings, the Oni Warriors, and Quig just goes again a little too far forward. He gets caught out by that Thor wall for what felt like eternity, and I'm sitting there thinking, man, Quig's not taking a lot of damage. Quig's not really dying a whole lot. They weren't focusing Quig. They were trying to get poke on everybody else, and the Oni Warriors, they take out 3 and get fire on all 5.
And I think the pressure is starting to set in on the Kings. They felt like they had such a big lead and they didn't really do anything with it. And now they're forcing stuff when their lead has shrunk. Going for this Phoenix and right, 5 strong, 3 still dead.
You have 3 seconds till Quig. 6 seconds on Captain Twig come back, but Oni Warriors recognize it. They just take the right side Phoenix. Not the worst one for the Camelot Kings to have to deal with, but not a favorable fight for them at that time. Especially with Quig getting caught out during that. Yarkor now full build, just waiting to upgrade one of his items, Glyph, and then after that, it's just gonna be his relics at that point. But the lead is gone now for the Kings. No more gold, only XP. And that XP only affects genetics, and I'm sure at this point in the game, he's probably not too worried about an extra 20 damage on his first ability at this point. So now, it's the Oni Warriors in the driver's seat for what seems to be the first time this game. They can go straight to the Oni Fury. Even with vision there for the Kings, I don't think Kings are stepping up to this.
Yeah, and even if gold and XP is kind of an even state, the map state is heavily in favor of the Oni Warriors. Fire on 5. Oni Fury is getting taken down right now to get some Oni waves going down left and middle, and an Oni Fire wave going down right. If you look at right side also, Variety trying to push up right, kill this wave before it can be too far. Waste a little bit of time for that fire. Because right now, you've got 2 more minutes on this fire. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. This is a lot of time you kind of have to waste. We also saw Quig is very susceptible to this damage. If he misses Pluck, he will get bursted, so he's got to be very smart with how he uses it.
20 Warriors push up left lane. Netroid's not there yet, but has ult, so he can jump back in at any point for this fight. He can just take his time, push up with the Oni minion wave, and wait out some time. Mid lane tier 2 is still there. Variety spotted, able to get back to the safety of tier 2. Camelot Kings spreading out their numbers a bit. Netroid goes under the tower. Variety, you probably don't want to taunt him back towards you. He's dealing a whole lot of damage back. Variety, let's go back to Fountain while tier 2 tower in mid falls to Genetics and Netroid.
And that Deathbringer Chernobog is starting to get a lot of damage out, as you said. That taunt is risky, and Frenzy actually used in middle. Just getting absolutely taken down, Quig and left.
Taking a lot of damage. The Oni Warriors have removed one bird, and now they can start up for another one. The Camelot Kings on the back foot. Genetics half health. SOT able to dash away, and now as we jump in for a fight, let's listen in with the Warriors.
Beautiful. An omen to your head.
Real patiently are the Oni Warriors. Camelot Kings had a great start to that fight, pushed the Oni Warriors back, but sustained from the Fire Giant from Genetics is keeping this Warriors team alive. Yard getting poked out. BMT trying to heal them up. SOT channeling that ultimate for a moment, but gonna cancel it out right away. Panatom's wall, Netroid in the sky. Really just crashed right back down in place. It's another ultimate from Quig used defensively.
15 seconds on this fire. This is the last availability to go for it.
Two start pushing into the Phoenix. Sot's low. Yarkor's ultimate does a lot of damage. Kept Twig. Takes down one and nearly grabs Pagon. Even Genetics is low. Variety goes in. And he takes down Genetics. Now it's Panatom onto the run. He and Pagon half HP or less. But minions are starting to push into the Titan. Yard cannot continue chasing forward. And Panatom to the sky. I think he's just trying to buy time. Not let anybody else go back and just bail out the remainder of his team.
And 2 Phoenixes down there for the Oni Warriors. Not the best 2, but it's still enough to put pressure on the enemies. They have to worry about these fire waves. Pyro's available, fire's available. You have 30 seconds. I want to see the Warriors play up right now and look for a pick. This is your advantage. Or sorry, the Kings play up and look for a pick.
Kings just have to buy time for the next Fire Giant. Right side, Phoenix has respawned. One last fire wave. And all the Kings have to do is worry about this middle one. We've seen jungler after jungler stand inside mid, wait for their moment, push up those waves.
The moonlight shines.
First on the scene for fire. The Oni Warriors gonna be a bit slow to get up to the objective. It's the Camelot Kings. All 5 there. They're gonna start the enhanced Fire Giant right away. It's half HP already for the Warriors. They're a bit slow to get there. Panatom going up into the sky, and the Fire Giant goes to the Kings, whereas Panatom's dunk target is on 3 immediately, but it's taking so much damage back. Big man Kings. Credit for the last hit of the kill, the 9, 1, and 10 E-Shell for the Camelot Kings. It's BMT and Yark keeping them alive.
I mean, highlight big man, he got the kill there, but Variety actually caught the hammer that Panatom tried to get out with and taunted him at the exact point. He couldn't get the hammer off. Beads are just coming up now. Gets taken down. 5 strong with this EFG. They have 40 seconds. They're opting to play it a little bit slower. I think they're just playing the safer option. Let's get Phoenixes up first and make sure they're going to be up, and then let's start to push up. Because at this point, next fight can win you the game.
Now it's the Kings trying to reclaim the driver's seat from the Oni Warriors. It was all stopped at a moment the last time Fire Giant went down. It was the Warriors who win the fight, take the objective. Now it's the Kings. Grab the objective before the Warriors even really had a chance to get there. Panatom tries to make the big hero play, but as mentioned, Variety able to stop all of that. Relic's still up though. Everybody on the Warriors aside from Sot's Aegis. Meanwhile, 100 seconds on a couple of beads from that play from Panatom means the Kings might have to play this fire a bit slower.
Good call out on the Relics. I think that's why actually the Kings are playing it slower. If Relics are fine there, they have nothing to worry about. They can just walk up. pretty safe, but I mean, Panatom might be 1/6, but he's full build. If he lands on somebody that doesn't have beads and they don't preemptively Aegis, they're gonna die, and it's not gonna be close.
Camelot Kings group up towards left. Still 2 towers left for them to remove off the map. Tier 2 left, Tier 2 right. They may just forego the one in right if they can have a good grouping here. 60 seconds on Twig and Yark, 30 seconds on BMT for all 3 of their beats to come back up. Camelot Kings have no minion wave with them. Enhanced Fire Giant. Remove some of those backdoor protections. They don't have to worry about it as much, but given what Panatom was able to do when beads were up, even though he didn't get a kill, Camelot Kings gotta know that they can't be standing around grouped up too tightly for another play like that.
Kings still have 30 seconds on those relics, still playing it very, very slow. Instead of keeping left wave push up, they opt to go right. Kind of worried about that, those Tiamat minions, and trying to get this tier 2 tower. I think I would have preferred them sending just maybe 1 or 2 people over here, keeping that pressure in left, because look at these Tiamat minions all around the map. I mean, at this point, Pegon is just ulting with those minions off cooldown, and they're pushing every wave up. There's no wave in right, there's no wave in left. Yes, you have EFG, but there's still the safety and the damage that Panatom gets off there. There's still safety in having a wave go in first.
We'll get healed up by BMT. All relics now back online across the board for the fight. The Fire Giants only got another minute left for the King. Seems that this Fire Giant was a more of a preemptive one, or I should say a preventative one from the Oni Warriors. Genetics uses the ultimate, plucked by Quake just to get some damage, but Genetics will be out. That is a big ultimate gone from the Oni Warriors. That is an engage or a disengage tool now removed.
30 more seconds burned. It seems like the Kings are happy just stalemating this game and just bringing it to the next EFG. Pyro is available right now, but the Kings back, coming out of base. Warriors standing in middle. And we are back to an even game. And at this point, this is a completely even game. This is no advantage. We've got 3K pots on both sides. We've got upgraded relics. This Fire Giant fight, I mean, we've had a bunch of fights that could decide the game. This is another one that could decide the game because there's no tier 2s you gotta go through. It is just Phoenix and then the Titan. And we've seen how much damage both of these teams are able to do. So if this Fire Giant gets pulled, it's gonna be very risky unless you've got good vision. And at this point, vision is not good. We have to get good vision down either side, Kings or Warriors. We need vision.
I've got 1 ward at Pyro.
It's getting a little better. They
1
just placed
blind fire, 1 over at cooldown. Now we're starting to get some of them. 3 sentries in pocket for the Warriors, only 1 sentry at least for the Kings, but 2 ward chalices. So they still have some vision in pocket. It will be the Warriors first in the pit this time. Last time it was the Kings on the scene immediately. Soon as fire spawns, they take it. Everybody bails out, but that was nearly 5 minutes ago that play had happened. Everybody's been able to recoup, finish up their builds. Everybody except for Genetics 6-slotted on their builds. Still waiting for some relics to upgrade. Fire Giant popping in just a moment. Oni Warriors there, but don't need to go for the pull. I think a lot of onus now is towards Quig. If that pluck hits and there's a set of beads, you might be looking at a dead Croc, but it's all about the follow-up that he has after those beads go down.
And you're looking at kind of how both these teams want to play. Kings want to look for a pluck onto somebody in the front line, whether it's Genetics or the Thoth. And you see SoloOrTroll opting to just poke mostly. And this is how the character, I mean, should be played. This is what a Thoth is. He's a poke character. But once that Tiamat gets up here, once she gets a little bit closer, the poke is how the Warriors are going to win. The Kings on the other side need to not get poked.
Quig steps too far forward. Frenzy by the Warriors, but immediately the Kings bail out. Quig is low.
The
Genetics
chase
is coming in for the Sky as he goes in for the re-engage. He's going to bury the rest of his team in. Let's listen with the Warriors as they continue their team fight.
Double kill. Shut down. Killing spree. Triple kill. Killing spree.
And in one team fight, the Oni Warriors, they don't care about the Fire Giant. They're just going to go ahead and take the game. Game number for one. We'll chalk it up to a fluke, and we'll say it's a 3-0 for the Warriors immediately after. The Kings look great throughout this set, but that one team fight's all the Warriors need to end it.
And Panatom actually taking Solo's quadra kill. Kind of disrespectful of him, but great ending fight by the Warriors. Huge ult by that Thoth, hitting 3, executing 1, essentially. A lot of damage coming through, and you saw kind of how both teams wanted to play. If you don't get that pluck, that's the problem with the Croc. Pluck misses, you take too much damage, and then the chase potential by that Warriors comp. Global on the Chitterbug, half global on Horus, half global on Thor. Insane chase potential.
I mean, that was the problem we saw in the last couple of team fights the Kings are on now. Where he's trying to go in. The last couple of times, he's connected a pluck. But this time, Sot dashes right past him, misses that pluck, gets caught out while waiting for him. And just that chase down again. Panatom semi-global, Genetic semi-global, able to ferry at least 2 people, them being themselves at the very least, or more than just that to keep this team going. The Oni Warriors, it took them a while to get those globals running, but they're able to get it done and went out 3-1 against the Camelot Kings. That's it for me and Inbound on the cast. We'll throw it back over to Gordon Charlie on the desk.
That's right, the Warriors able to win this one. Trelly, for a while there, wasn't looking too good for him, man. And then you get some insane turnarounds. All I can think of, I'm replaying that moment where Sot, alive somehow, goes this way, pulls Quig with him, dashes away from him, and
kills
just
things.
gets out,
Then gets
stays
out.
alive.
Yeah.
It's just, man, not much you can do about that half the time. And so for the Warriors, they are able to find themselves a win. They've got one more set to play for the rest of this week to maybe look forward to. But Trelly,